Welcome to Corey Craft. We've got some leftover dirt, and I have an idea of what I'm going to do with it. This is my idea on what we can do with the leftover soil that I have. This is a local rock. I got it out of the farm. Just pulled it up out of the ground. It was too big to keep in the dirt. And this is a little tree that someone gifted me, Ficus tree, Gajimado. And what I plan on doing, it's gonna need a bigger pot, so I've got this bigger pot. And what I plan on doing is having this rock buried for now. Okay, so it'll sit down. It's a little unstable to be put in flat. Let's see if I can, there we go. And then what I plan on doing is having this tree grow around this rock like that. And so I'll have it buried for the time and then slowly take the soil down and it'll expose the root system. Super simple. I'll let it grow for years and years and see what happens with it. But yeah, it was just gifted to me. It wasn't anything particularly important or anything like that, but it was pretty cool. So let's pull this out of the pot. We'll bare root it, see how the roots look, and then we'll start sticking it into this rock. So I'm gonna take this rock and I'm just gonna, it's actually pretty stable. Stick it in there like that, and we'll pull this out and see how the roots look. Once we get the roots exposed, we can wrap them around this rock and figure out how we want the roots to lie over the rock as they grow. But it's also good because these aerial roots come down and we can continue to assist them in coming straight down or whatever direction we want them really to go. I was talking about this tree was given to me in this little tin can. It wasn't tin because it rotted away. Really, it rusted away, I guess. It's a pretty ugly base. What in the world is going on? I might have to trim a bunch of this off just to get the tree's underside somewhat, give it the ability to spread over this rock. Because as it is right now, it's just this kind of blob. Get that out of the way. Maybe get these aerial roots out of the way. There we go. All right, so can you see that? I took these aerial roots out of the way here, and these aerial roots out of the way here, and we're left with these, which, if forced apart, do spread. And I think we could probably place the rock right in between there. Let's see. So here's the rock. Here's this spread. And I'm thinking, I don't have a particular front to this tree or anything. It'll all be future context. Oh, I just broke the hell out of something. That's okay. We'll just keep going. What's it gonna do? Come apart? That's kind of cool. Okay. Now, I think we need to have these roots all really better organized because they cross each other and do all kinds of crazy things. If you look at the Gajimado or the banyan trees or the ficus that are in the nature here, the branches shoot out and then they have all these root systems that shoot pretty much straight down as the water drips down them and feeds them until they hit the dirt. And then once they hit the dirt, they become this giant anchor root and become a support to that branch so that that branch can continue to jet outwards. Right, that's cool. I get that. That is super. That's undoing these really helped out a lot. Now, I'm gonna have to mound that up a little bit, but I think that's pretty cool. Let's put this soil on the bottom. Because remember, we had this soil from that akagi, and the roots it sprouted really light and fluffy, really good root system. So this is this is fine akadama. I don't always have fine akadama, but for some reason I used fine akadama for this, and it has a little bit of planter soil mixed into it. Good for water retention. This is kind of high, so I might have to stack this up. This is definitely not a bonsai pot. It's just a flower pot that I had sitting around. However, it's gonna work for the time being as a trainer for this tree. And we'll get that root system to really want to jet down deep around that rock. And then slowly over time, we'll expose the rock. It's kind of a very natural cycle to things, you know. We'll expose that rock and that tree will just kind of continue to climb down it. However, I need to make sure that I get some rocks back in to that root system here. So when I pulled the two apart, it has this little crack now right here, right? And that's what I was like, oh, I broke something. It was just this little crack right here forming. That'll very easily heal up, no problems. So as this tree continues to grow, these aerial roots will continue to grow as well, so long that I keep them, you know, covered right here. And what it'll end up doing is encompassing this entire base structure. And so these two main trunk system pieces right here pretty much become non-visible. You don't see them anymore. I don't know if I like this. I really needed a deeper pot. Maybe I should have used this one. Maybe I should use this one. Yeah, I need a deeper pot. Dang, that sucks. All right, well, let's do it. Yeah, that's much better. I'm just gonna be lazy now. So I know that this is not a skinny pot and these roots are gonna shoot out everywhere, but nothing I can do about that. You know what though? As I expose the rock or lift the rock out, like just lift the rock out of the dirt, I think those roots will naturally droop over everything and just become what they need to do, or do what they need to do. Yeah, this is much better. So unfortunately, it's not very pretty looking right now. But I was able to see the roots, and I'm getting these rocks now, the akadama, back into where the roots are, and get them nice and tightly packed so that they're secure as well. It's important for roots to be secure. If they move around in the wind, they tend to break, tend to not be healthy. Roots like soft soil, however, they don't like to be moved. These guys, though, it doesn't matter what you put them in. These guys grow in the toughest of environments. You know, the storms come through, they knock them down, and they just kind of grow from wherever they get knocked down. A lot of the trees in this area do. When the typhoons come, they get moved around. Guam is very similar, where the plants are just used to being handled roughly by nature. Okay, there we go, all done. I'm gonna get a little thing and sweep this up. We gotta get some water on that before those roots dry out too. Really? Did I just do that? My back hurts now from squatting. Wonderful. So this is now the surface level, which is about the same as the surface level that it was. However, below this tree now is a giant rock that is going to be grown around as the tree develops. And so as this tree develops in the next coming years, I'll continue to raise this out of the dirt and expose the roots, drop the surface layer here. And so if I look at the side, if I can get a good view far enough away, that rock is sitting right about here, and those roots are only sitting right about here right now. And so these will just continue to grow down, and I'll expose this until there's a nice rock sticking out. And all those roots grow down the side of that rock, and then we'll have an actual bonsai pot that it sits in. This is looking good. In the meantime, as the roots develop, I can start developing the tree itself, the shape. It's a very malleable tree, so I can pretty much do whatever I want with it.